Okay everyone, and welcome to the part 2 of the videos of the iPad mini 4. In this one I will be talking about the negative reasons and the top 5 reasons not to buy this device. And let's just start with this one. Let's just jump straight into the first reason, and that is that the Apple Pencil doesn't have support on this device. And I'm saying this because, as you know, there has just been released the iPad mini 5, and one of the big things about it was that you are able to use an Apple Pencil with it. And you may say that the screen is a little bit too small, but on that one it's possible to do, and there's just so many other opportunities and options that you can use when you have that Apple Pencil. So I think that this is kind of a bad thing, and this is also something that you should consider. And also considering the fact that the iPad mini 5 isn't that expensive when you compare it to the iPad mini 4, so yeah, this is a little bit like a little downside on this iPad. The second reason not to think about buying the iPad mini 4 is the camera. And I know people don't really use the rear-facing camera on an iPad, but what they use is the front-facing one, and this one, as you probably know, isn't really that good. And this is one of the reasons, like I say, not to buy it, because many people use their iPads to communicate with other people, like using the FaceTime or Skype or anything else, using the video chat. And you are using it obviously because you have a big screen, you can see the entire family, everything is great, but they can't see you well because you have a bad camera on the front side, which only has 1.2 megapixels. It's just too bad for 2019. And if this is important for you, if the camera and this kind of stuff plays a big role in your decision-making process, then this is something to just really throw away. This is not a great iPad for you, in terms of the front-facing camera, of course. Before we move any forward, I want to say that if you just don't want to miss the next content like this, I mean the next videos regarding whatever Apple related thing and topic, then click on the subscribe button, and also take a look at the previous video showing you the top 5 reasons to buy it. So yeah, click on the subscribe and make sure we see each other in the next videos as well. The third reason not to buy it is the storage. And even though the iPad mini 4 has been manufactured with different options and different storage versions, let's say you had the option to buy 16, 32, 64 and 128. So right now 128 still doesn't seem to be enough. It should be theoretically okay even in 2019, but most of the time you will just be able to get the iPad with the capacity of about 16 or 32 gigs. These are the most common versions, and if you also plan on buying used one, it will probably be only the 16 gigs one. And with this one you don't really have the option to use every single gigabyte out of it. You can see that I can only use 14.4 out of 16 gigs. So this kind of sucks, and it just often gets cluttered and you're not able to store a lot of things on this device. And the next reason may seem a little bit obvious to you, but the screen on this iPad mini is just really mini. It's just really small, and for people going from some sort of 10-inch tablet monster, then this one is going to seem like it's just a cute piece of tech. It's just really small, and for many people this could be a disadvantage as well. Like, obviously, you know, if you're deciding between the iPad mini and some other options, you probably took that into consideration already, but for the people that just don't really think about it anymore, it's just too small. And I mean, for some people it may be good, like for me, I love it, but for some other people it just may be a catastrophe, or it's just a disaster, you know. So think about it and try it out in person. You have to see it in person to make the decision if it's good enough or big enough for you or not. And speaking of the display, this one of an iPad mini 4 lacks one very fundamental feature for me, and for other people it may not seem like that big of a deal, but it just doesn't have the True Tone capability. I'm talking about it or mentioning it because on the iPad mini 5 we already have it, and it's just a great thing. I mean, with the arrival of the iOS 9.3, we just got a new feature called Night Shift, and on every single device that I have from Apple and I use all of them use night shift every single day. I have scheduled it to start with the sunset and to end with the sunrise, and this is a feature that I just can't live without. So the night shift feature has dramatically changed the way I use my devices, whether it is the iPhone, MacBook or iPad. And the True Tone is very similar. You can see that on the iPhone we have it since the iPhone 8, and what it does is just basically adapts the temperature of the display based on your condition and your environment, so it just makes sure that the display is pleasant to look at. And you know, iPads have a big screen. It's not like the one on the iPhone 8, for example, which is very small compared to the iPad, obviously. So on this device it would really make sense to have that, and it's just something that you will probably love. And yeah, it's just very good for your eyes, and that's why I just don't like the absence of this feature on an iPad. So this would be it. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video and now you have a better idea of the iPad mini 4 and why you should or should not get it. So thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button for more content, and see you guys in the next video. Peace out.